Maoist Rebel News fans, breaking news at this time. Riots in Istanbul began several hours ago after what began as a 4-day sit-in protest of construction of a shopping mall in Gezi Park in the Taksim Square of Turkey. Now, thousands of people at this time are rioting. Police have taken to the street with tear gas and water cannons to try to break up crowds that are trying to disrupt the construction of this new mall. One person is reported dead from being killed by a water cannon. Video does show the man being sprayed, flying through the air a bit, hitting his head on the ground, and then several people rushing in to try to save him, only to be attacked by the water cannon as they're trying to save somebody's life. Now, there have also been multiple reports. At this time, it's believed that more than 10 protesters have been injured from police attacks, and police could be seen chasing protesters away from the square for quite some time. Now, as I said, 10 people have been reported, at least 10 people have been reported injured. Now, this began over the corporate purchase of public land, one of the last few green spaces in the entire city. Now, there's been a great deal of disagreement with the demolishing of the buildings and uprooting some 600 plus trees, although the government has assured that these trees will be replanted somewhere else. A great deal of the population doesn't exactly believe them when they say they will. Now, this began as a peaceful protest, but is now broken out into a larger issue. It's broken out over protests over the Islamification of the country. In the last little while, the government has been leaning very quickly towards a theocracy, and a theocracy is something that the Turkish people do not want. Right now, at this time, it's being ruled by the ruling Islamic Justice and Development Party. Now, one of the things that's being said is that this park, this area, one of the last few green spaces in the entire city, is being demolished and made out of the way for a replica Ottoman army barracks and a shopping mall, which is hardly worth destroying the last green place in the city. Now, the Peace and Democracy Party described the police intervention as state terror, as the police have taken to the street, baiting and injuring and killing at least one person, which the Peace and Democracy Party did say through an email statement that this was state terror. Amnesty International also chimed in, saying that they were concerned about the use of excessive force by police, which started as a peaceful protest. Of course, such statements were missing as the population of Libya was being murdered by U.S. imperialism. So you'll forgive me and much of my audience as we don't take what Amnesty International has to say very seriously. Now, the problem is that there's a great deal of social unrest right now. Aside from this issue and the continuing Islamification of the country, many of the population are actually disaffected with the fact that the Turkish government is now starting to has had a big involvement inside of the ongoings of Syria. Turkey has been a long supporting ally of regime change in the country, allowing weapons to move through, supplies, stuff like that. And that's angered much of the population because a lot of the population doesn't support what's going on with the FSA and whatnot. Now, with these serious clashes between the people and police forces is part of an ongoing problem within Turkey. Turkey is now developing to a point where it can now start to begin to be an imperialist power itself. They do have an interest in going along with what the U.S. does to their own benefit. So we could see like a contradiction between the people who don't want imperialism and what is now beginning to develop within the ruling class of Turkey itself. There's now a rising power that seeks to subjugate other countries, as other countries have done to Turkey in the past and is going on in the world right now. So what we may be seeing is the birth pains of a new imperialist power emerging within Turkey, which is currently trying to be a part of the part of the EU, which itself is an imperialist power.